Welcome to Roadie Wellness, where we explore all things health and self-care. Whether you're seeking mental clarity, physical fitness, or insight from students like you, we've got you covered. Welcome back to the Roadie Wellness Podcast. I am Olivia, and I'm here with Amanda Cubitt today. She's a campus captain for the Hidden Opponent organization here at URI. Do you mind giving us a brief overview of what the Hidden Opponent is and what you do as a campus captain?
Yeah, so the Hidden Opponent was started by Victoria Garrick Brown. She was a volleyball player at USC, and she kind of talks about mental health on her TikTok page and started the Hidden Opponent. So about 3 years ago, a teammate of mine brought the Hidden Opponent to URI specifically. So we are a mental health chapter at URI, and it's specifically kind of targeting mental health and athletics. It's a much larger organization. There's people from all schools in the area all over the world, and we get to talk about the Hidden Opponent message with them and kind of connect with them and then bring what we learned to the URI campus.
Hi, my name
That's
is
awesome.
Bella.
That's really
I'm
important work.
Yeah, I really love doing it, and I think it's really important, and we're really trying to grow it, and I've seen a lot of growth over the past 3 years since I've been a part of it,
in
so
high
it's
school,
really
I
exciting.
didn't really go.
And you're a
to the
student
gym a lot
athlete as
because
well?
I played
Yes, I'm
basketball,
actually the captain
my
of the
whole
women's
life,
rowing team,
so
and
that was
I love
just,
doing that
like,
as
my
well, and I
biggest
try to
physical
promote this
activity,
to
and
my
then coming
teammates,
to
and
URI, because
my fellow
obviously I
campus
don't play
captains
basketball
for the Hidden
here,
Opponent are also
I
athletes of
started
different
going to the
sports,
gym a
so
lot.
great to connect
Why
with
do you
other
think it's
sports on
important to be
campus.
physically active?
That's
I
great
think
that you
it's
guys can
important to be
collaborate and
physically
come together
active
for mental
because
health and mental
sometimes I
well-being.
just find myself
I mean,
like
obviously,
doom scrolling
college
on my
students
phone,
in general have a
and I
lot
just
of
waste
stress
the whole
and
day. But when I
unique
go
challenges being a
to the
college student,
gym,
but I
like
think
even a few
being a
times a week,
student
I just
athlete
feel
comes with a
way
lot of
more
unique
active,
challenges
and
that
I can tell
regular
like
college
how
students
I
may not
feel,
face.
and like
These
I
might
just
be,
it's just so
different
motivating.
commitments, different
Yeah, exactly.
things with
It's important to
coaches
know,
and teams
definitely,
and
it's
performance
good
anxiety
to
and
take
that type of
movement and
thing. Can
brain
you talk a
breaks
little bit
from our
about
phones,
how
because all of us have phones, and I feel like we
athletics
never
affects
notice
mental
that
health,
they're big
especially for student
distractions when it
athletes?
comes to our mental health.
Yeah,
So it's
absolutely.
definitely
So
important
this is
to
something
step
that
away
I've
from our
kind
phones
of
and move our bodies and minds.
worked with since I've been an athlete at
When
the
it came to
school.
coming to
I
the
think
gym at
that a lot
URI,
of
was it
student
hard for you to
athletes
start
deal
going?
with
Did
something
you feel
that every
nervous or
student deals
stressed,
with,
or
the
like how
stress
did
of
that go?
Yeah,
going to
the first
class
few
and getting
weeks
all your
since
assignments in,
coming
and then
to
your own
URI, it was
struggles
so
with your mental
stressful, and
health.
I
And then
used the gym
on
at,
top of that, there's a lot more
everything,
demands
but
that come with being an
like towards the
athlete.
gym,
And I
I
think
was so
it's
scared
really
to
challenging
go
for a lot of them to
because I
find
would
that
just
balance
go
of student
alone
athlete. I
because
think a lot of time
like
it's
friends just wouldn't want to go with
athlete
me. They were too
student, a lot
stressed
of
out.
people
But
say.
then I
I know
have
for
like a
my
good
team, we're
five
up
group,
every
and we
morning
like
at
have a
5
group
a.m.
chat, and we just like
We have
text
practice,
like,
and then a
oh,
lot
do
of
you
us
want to
are
go to the
rushing
gym today?
to
What
like 9
time? And we
a.m.s
just all
and
go
go to class all
together.
day,
And now
second
I feel so much
practice.
better
So
about going.
there's a
No, yeah,
lot
I
that goes
definitely
with
like always make
balancing
goals to try
physical
and go to the gym
demands
as much
with,
as I can,
the mental
and I feel like it
struggles.
just makes me feel
And I
better
think a
at
lot
like
of
the end of the
people
day.
are really
Did
strong
you
and
know
they
that we
really
have multiple gyms
promote
on
their
campus?
toughness, but I think
And
it makes
also
it hard
use,
for them
like,
to
the bike
feel
path or
like they have time to
walking
be
around
vulnerable
campus?
and take
I
care
go
of
to both of the
themselves.
gyms on
So I think
campus
that's
to
really
switch
a
it
main
up,
struggle
and
is
the
finding
bike
that
path
balance
is
between
my
student
favorite thing
athlete,
to do when
because
it's
not
stressed
only are
out.
they playing the role that they're
Yeah,
a
so a little
student,
background
but they're
about
also
both the
kind of filling that
gyms. So
athletic
the
goal.
Anna Facility
Yeah, definitely. There's like
Fitness and
two
Wellness
different
Center
challenges
is
coming
open
from
Monday
both,
through
like
Thursday,
identities or
6:30 a.m.
aspects,
to
student, all
11:30
these
p.m.
pressures, but then
Friday,
also
6:30
athlete
a.m. to 10
music
p.m.
performance things.
Saturday,
And
9 a.m. to 8
Yeah,
p.m. and
absolutely.
Sunday,
And I think,
11 to
I mean,
11:30
my
p.m.
sport's kind of
They have a
different than
cardio
some I
theater,
know.
strength
Like, we
training,
do a lot of
and group
racing, and
exercise
there's
studios,
certain
which me and my
pressures
friends
for
love to do.
performing well on our
And then
times
the
and our
Knackel
speed.
Fieldhouse is open Monday
But I
through
know a lot of
Thursday,
other
6 to
sports, like game
11, and
sports, deal a
then
lot with
Sunday, 12
even
to 10
travel
p.m.
schedules. Some
They
teams
have the
have to miss
fitness center,
classes
weight
for
rooms,
traveling,
basketball
and then they have to
courts,
make
and
up
also an
assignments
indoor
and then also
track.
do
But they
their
also have the
current
pool.
assignments. So
Yeah,
I mean, every sport
I
is
haven't tried the
different,
pool
but I
yet
think it
either.
is
I
just
wonder
a
how
lot
it
to
is.
balance, especially for,
So
growing
Bella,
like
when you go
teenagers
to the
young
gym, what kind of
adults.
workouts do you do?
It's a lot
I
to adapt
usually
to,
focus. I do like
and I
core
see it throughout the whole
workouts. I have a
department.
lot of
So
mats and a
And
lot
I
of
wanted to talk
weights for me to do
specifically
that.
too
And
about
I also do a lot of
one
cardio,
unique
like
stressor that I think
Stairmaster.
athletes
Yeah,
go
I love
through,
going to the Stairmaster.
and
That's like
how
I
a
used to
lot of
literally go to Planet
athletes talk
Fitness, and
about
I would
pressure
go on the
coming not just
Stairmaster
from
for a
themselves,
good 30
but from
minutes,
the
and
environment around
do
them.
that.
you get a good
So
workout. You get
team
a good workout.
dynamics, coaches
Do you go to any of
specifically,
the workout
can you
classes?
talk a
I
little
mean,
bit
we've
more
been
about
to them
this
together,
and
but
how that
like,
can
what's your
cause
background
pressure
on
and
those?
anxiety?
I love
that's a
my
huge
favorite
topic
thing,
that we talk
workout
about, the hidden
classes.
opponent.
I love looking like you
Actually,
can see
within the
throughout the week,
organization,
like
I'm a
on
campus
the
captain, so I said I
IFNL
connect
weeks.
to other students at other schools, and I'm able to talk to other students from all different kinds of sports, different areas. And I have seen such a theme about, coach
Yeah, that's
pressures,
definitely
and
something
even if
fun
the
to do
coach
with your,
isn't
like,
actually
group of
putting on the
friends.
pressure, students just
Yeah,
feel it
and
because they're like,
And then you can
they
sign
don't
up
want to let them
on
down. They want to
literally
be in
your
a good
phone or computer, and
position.
it's
I know
just
for
really
my
easy.
sport,
The
like
IM
everyone wants
leagues,
to
and
be
you can
in a good boat,
select
and they
whichever
want
class
to,
you want to
make
go
sure their
to.
team's doing well.
When it comes
And
to
they feel like
nutrition, do you have like a
making a
specific
good
meals
showcase
that
to
you
the
eat, or
coach
do you
is the
like
way to
watch
do
what
it.
you eat, or you kind of just
And the coach's job
go
is
with the flow?
to
Yeah,
make sure the
I
team
kind of
does
watch
well,
what
and
I
I
eat,
think
especially like on
some
gym
coaches
days.
struggle
when I
with the
have to go to
translation of
gym,
that.
I want to have
And I
like
know,
a
especially
healthy
coming in as a
diet for that
freshman, like
day, but before the
no
gym,
amount
I
of
always
work I
go
could have
to the
done in high
dining
school could
halls
prepare me for college.
and I
It's
just
just
get like
completely
a lot of
different. The
protein.
training
I
load's a
have
lot, and
like eggs a lot
it's
with
hard to
toast,
go to your
and I
resources
usually have a
because
bunch of
you don't even
protein
have
shakes
time to
in
do
my
it.
room that
Yeah.
So yeah, I
just
think
bring
it's a
along with
theme that
me.
I see
I feel like it can be
at a
hard that
ton
we're
of
not at
schools,
home and
and
we don't have like
I
our
could dive
kitchens
deeper
to
into
prepare
that,
food, but it's
there's
good
a
that
lot
like
of
the dining hall
pressures
does have a lot of
externally,
They
options.
do.
Like
and you're
we
already
can make our
battling
own
your internal
salads, or like we
pressures.
can
So
get
yeah, that's
burgers or
something I
whatever.
definitely see.
In a study done by a professor
You
and
talk a
head of
lot of student
Department of
athletes on
Pharmaceutical
campus.
Chemistry,
Would you say
she
that
found that
there
29%
is
of individuals
stigma
were
around
found to be
showing
following
weakness?
unhealthy meal
Yeah,
habits,
so
such as taking more
that's
than
a huge
required
thing that
carbs
actually
within the
got me
meal.
to
All
be
of
a
these
part of the
related
hidden
disorders
opponent.
could be managed
The
by
difference
suppressing the stress
between
through physical
athlete
workout.
mental health
So if anyone
versus
listening needs any help creating
other
a good
forms that I've
nutritional
seen
plan
is
specific for
not
them,
wanting to show any
URI
form of
has campus
weakness. And
dietitians that would
I
love
struggle
to
to use
help.
that word because I
And
don't
if
want
you
to
search campus
say
dietitian
that
at URI,
having any
you will
form of
be able
mental
to
health
find
makes
an
you weak. I
appointment,
think that is the
and you can
whole
definitely book
stigma,
one
the
and
whole
speak with
struggle.
someone.
Like I said
Sometimes people
before,
are
athletes
hesitant
want
to
to
work out
appear
because they worry
strong
that
in
other
front of
people
their
are
coaches,
watching
in
them. And
front
I
of
know
their peers,
myself, when
because
I would literally go to
they
play
want to
with
be in a
fitness
good
back at
position
home,
and
I
they
would
don't want to let
always
anybody down.
walk in
And I
and watch
think
and see
that
whoever's there.
that
At
carries a
URI,
lot
did
of
you ever feel like
baggage
people were
in a
watching
sense
you or
where
judging you, or do you think it's
if
a
you
safe
don't
space?
I
use
feel like
this help and
since
you
the
don't,
gym at my
access your
hometown, I was like
resources,
that
it can
too.
become a
I
lot
wasn't
harder
even
for you.
fitness, but like
And
everyone from home, I
yeah,
would
there's this
not like to
whole
go because I feel like people from
idea of an
home
athlete that you're
were
tough. I mean, I
judging me,
think a lot
but
of
I've
people are
never
impressed
felt
by
like
what
that
athletes
at
do, like
URI.
getting up every day,
Like it might
doing
be
your
because like I
workouts,
don't
and then
know
going to class and
everyone
balancing it all.
at
And
like the gym now, but I
it takes a
like
certain
everyone's
personality to do it.
so
I've definitely seen a lot
nice,
of
and I've
impressive
like met
athletes
so many
hold
people just like
high
at the gym, and
GPAs.
they're
They hold
also
themselves to
loving.
a high standard
Yeah,
in
that's
all
definitely a good
aspects
point
of
to
life.
make.
And
Even
it's a
like
great way to be, but
feeling
it can
nervous
put
to
a lot
ask
of
someone a
pressure on,
question, like
their
on one
individual
of the first times
lives.
that I went to the
Yeah, I
gym,
think a
I
lot of people are scared
literally just
to
asked one of the guys
admit
next
any
to me.
form
I
of
was like,
weakness because they don't
do
want to
I do
affect their
this? And
position
he was
on
so
a
helpful.
team
Like he
or
didn't make fun of me.
the way that people view
And
them.
it's
And a
not
lot of
bad to
times
ask
it makes things
questions,
worse.
especially when we're all trying to
Yeah.
learn at the same time.
And it's interesting
When it comes
because
to academics
injuries, like physical
and
injuries, is a
how
huge
going to the
part of
gym
athletics,
affects it, do you think it's
Right.
helped
treating
so
them
far?
and
Like, did you
having
notice
teams
yourself
of doctors and
going
physical
to bed
therapists to get athletes back
better,
out
or
there.
like
Oh yeah.
But
getting your
often, like,
homework
mental health
done,
is
or like
not
having a set
seen
schedule?
as the same.
Yeah, I feel like
How would you
I
say
always
that
try to go to the
URI
gym,
or
like, in the
college
morning.
athletics
I mean,
as
I
a
have
whole, I
morning
should say,
classes,
kind
and
of
I have a break in
treats
between them.
these two
So I feel
aspects
like
differently?
doing work and
Yeah,
then
so
resetting my mind
that's
instead
something
of
that I
doing more work,
actually
taking a break and
had
going
to navigate
to the
this
gym
past fall.
helps my
I think
academics a
that
lot because it just
a
gives
lot of
me a
athletes
break,
struggle
and
to
then I
navigate
do
injuries
homework like
because
after or do something to reward
there's a lot
myself,
of
and
specific training
it
plans
definitely
that they
helps
have to
me
follow.
like
The whole
academically
team
and
does
physically.
it,
It's my
and
body is like,
obviously every body is different.
Yeah,
We
me and
always
my
say on
roommate
my
have a
team that like
whiteboard in our
nobody's
room, and
built
we
the
write our
same.
daily
You
schedule every
can't
single night
compare
for the
yourself
next
to others
day,
because
and
everyone kind of
it's
has
always helpful.
different
Like we
physical
have a spot for
demands.
like myself, her,
And
and then we have like a
when
bowl.
athletes
And
train a
whenever we
lot,
write both and
they
we write go
struggle
to the
to
gym,
admit that
we
they're
always make
actually
sure we
struggling
actually
through an
should go to the
injury.
gym.
That's
A
cute.
lot
I
of
should
times
do
they have to
that.
train when they're tired, they have to train when they're
My
sore,
roommate should do
and
it.
Yes, it's
sometimes
so
it's
fun.
hard
If
to
you could
tell
give
when you're
3
actually
beginner tips,
injured
what would they be?
or when you're just,
3 beginner tips
sore
I would
like any
have,
other day.
like,
And they're scared
before
because they don't want to
going
miss
to
any
gym, what I would do,
workouts, they
I
don't
would
want to
make
fall
sure to
behind.
eat
And then
before,
this
because
past summer and fall, actually,
sometimes, like,
I was
either I
dealing with
didn't
a
have
rib
time or when I
injury,
was starting
and
off, I
this was
just
upsetting for me
didn't have
because
a
I had
good
just come off a
meal
great season. Our
before,
team
and
went to the
it just
NCAA
wasn't the best
championship. We won our A10 conference, and
No, yeah, definitely.
I was
So
excited
I
to
would
get into
say,
summer
like,
training,
first
like
beginner
get
tip
some
is
extra
that.
work in, make
The
new
second
friends.
one I would do
And
when you get to the
immediately I
gym,
was
start
injured
with
and I
what
had
you
to
know and what
bike
you're
and
comfortable
run and
with.
do
Like, I
anything other than
started,
rowing.
I mean, I still do cardio.
It really
a
was
lot,
a
but, like, I
perspective change
started
for me
just with cardio.
because I was
And
somebody who
then I would, like,
overtrained,
even
and I
go
didn't want to
on
admit the pain I was
TikTok
having
and
was actually an
Instagram,
injury.
like Pinterest, and like
And
ideas,
URI
I
was a
guess,
great
like,
help with this. I
different
called my
stuff to
coach,
do,
and she
I
was
would make it a goal to try two
completely
new things at the
understanding,
gym
and she
every
was
time
like, you know what,
I went.
this
And
is summer,
even
just take
the
the
weight
time off, and
machines
we'll
and
get
whatnot, some of
you
them are
building
so
back into
confusing.
it. Because the
They're
last
so
thing they want to
confusing.
do
Being
is,
so honest,
I mean, it
like,
depends on the
what's this
situation,
even
but for
do?
my
But I would say
case is you
doing
don't
your
want to be
research
thrown
and
back in because
knowing.
it can
And
set you
then my
back
third
months.
tip
URI has a lot of
to
resources
focus
like
on one
trainers for
thing
specific
a
teams
day, because I
and
know sometimes people
chiropractors
go to
and
the
different
gym, they
people you
just
can
do
go to.
small
I just think
things of
sometimes it's hard
everything.
for
Like,
people
they just do
to
like
take
arms,
that
and then
step
they do
to
like
go to them and
legs,
get the
like in the
help.
same, but they only
So
do
yeah,
a
I
small
do think
portion.
that
So
there's
I would
like
say make
internal
a
pressures
schedule. Like,
of
if you go to the gym 3
getting
times a
that
week,
help
day
and realizing
1,
that this
yeah,
injury
like
is
day
actually
1
an
do
injury.
arms,
And then
day
I think
2
there's
back,
like
and then
external like
legs.
pressure
Day
to
schedule.
race
Right.
anyway or do
Also,
things
going to
anyway
the
even though
gym
you're in
wearing something
pain.
confident
And
can
Yes,
definitely make a difference.
I always try to
think
wear like a cute
mental health
workout
does need
set,
to be
Yeah,
treated
something
the
that I
same
feel
way.
good in.
Yeah,
That's like the
exactly.
thing is
It helps so
people
much.
don't know when they're actually
Leading on to
injured,
that,
and
do you ever have days
we're put
that
so
you have,
much
like,
pressure on
no
ourselves
motivation
all
to
the
go,
time that we
but,
don't know
like,
when
what helps
we're
you
just
push
having a
yourself
bad
to
day or
go?
if this is
I
actually
definitely, I
something
feel
that
like
they
every
need
person
to
that goes
see
to the
help
gym
Oh,
for.
yeah.
has those
And it's
days
scary
where the
to admit to your
worst.
You're
coach
like,
any
you'd rather
form of
just be in bed or
weakness or
Yes,
anything
and
like
that's what
that
I
because you don't want
try not
to
to do,
hurt
but
your
sometimes it
performance,
just
I would say
happens,
is
and
like a
that's
main
normal.
theme.
But for
But
me,
yeah, I
it's
think
like
they're not
when I
treated
don't
the
have
same. I think they
motivation
should
to
be, but it's
go,
really
I
hard for
just think
people,
about
especially
when I
high-performing
leave the
athletes, to do
gym
so.
every single time. I just
Yeah.
feel like I can like
And you
accomplish
bring up
the
a good
world.
point
I just
yeah.
because
feel,
I
and I
asked,
just
like,
think to that
what's the
moment
difference
and be
between
like,
how they are
no,
treated,
I'm
but
gonna
you also
feel
mentioned
so
how
much better
physical
after
health
this,
can
and
impact an athlete's mental
then I
health
go,
and
and
how
then I have the
physical
best
injury
workout ever.
can
Especially
be very
because, like, whenever I lay in
discouraging
my bed and just
and
sit on my phone,
impact a
afterwards
person's,
you
like,
just
mental
feel
state,
awful.
especially
Like,
No,
when
it
you're
really
just like,
is.
wow, what the heck? And
lifestyle
you
really
always get
revolves
headache
around
or you just
athletics.
feel
It's
So you
the
really
worst.
brought up
And
a
I'm
great
like, I could
point
be
there
doing
too,
something
because
Mhm.
so much
even
more
with a
productive,
physical
yeah.
injury, there can be
Okay,
some
and then
mental
kind of a
health
fun
aspects that
question
come
to
along
end the
with that.
podcast. Do you listen to specific
I always say that,
music when you go to the
mental
gym,
health
and do
and
you think that
everything, it
helps
exists
or,
on a
like, makes a
spectrum.
difference?
Yeah,
Everybody
on like my
deals with their
Spotify,
own
I have a
things,
gym
and the
playlist,
intensity
and
is always different. I
I'm
think
someone like I
injuries,
always
physical
listen to
injuries
hype
exist on a spectrum.
songs.
Some
So
could put
even
you
like
out
when
for a week,
cardio,
some
I have
could
to be listening
change the
to a
trajectory of
really
your
pumped
life.
up song.
Yeah.
So I feel like
I don't think
I know
any is
some
too
people
small,
they like
though,
only
I always
listen to
say.
sad
Like,
music, but that
even
works
if,
for
you
them.
you
Yeah,
are just
that
having a
definitely wouldn't
bad
work for
day,
me, but
these resources are
everyone has
here.
their own thing that works for
And
them.
athletes are fortunate that
So
there
in
is
the
a lot
end,
of
we learned
resources
that
for them. I
starting
think
something new, like going to the
most
gym,
of the
can
time, a
seem
lot of them just
intimidating at
struggle
first.
to
Many URI
get
students
to
might walk
them.
into the gym feeling
Get
nervous or
connected to them,
uncertain,
or
but
also,
today we
like
learned that the
like you
gym
said,
is a safe
admitting
space for
that they may
anyone,
need
no
that
matter their level
because
of
of the
fitness, because we
stigma
all have different
that
goals.
kind of has been
Taking
fostered
that
in
first
this
step can be
community,
the
it
hardest,
seems
but
like.
it's the most rewarding.
And I really love
So
what the
thank you
Hidden
for
Opponent
listening,
does
and
in
thank you,
trying
Bella,
to
for joining us
destigmatize
today.
mental
Of
health
course,
and
this was so much
really
fun.
help connect athletes to these resources.
Welcome to Roadie
normalize.
Wellness, where we
And it's a
explore
very
all things health and self-care.
athlete-centric mental
Whether you're
health
seeking mental
organization.
clarity,
We
physical
talk about
fitness,
the
or insight from
importance
students
of
like
how
you, we've got you
the
covered.
Hidden Opponent is different from
Maddie,
the
back with the Roadie
other
Wellness
like mental
podcast,
health
and today I'm
clubs and
joined with one of my
organizations we have
friends,
on
Bella.
campus.
Today we're going to be talking
Yeah,
about
so
getting the
the
courage to
the
go to
Hidden
the gym,
Opponent is a
even if you feel
nonprofit
nervous, and being
organization,
able to start
so
your journey with a
nothing we
positive
do is
mindset.
in any form
We know
trying
that being
to
physically
raise money
active
for
is
anything. The
important for our
biggest thing is
physical
just
and
raising
mental health.
awareness.
Physical
And
exercise
a lot
supports
of the
our
things we
brain,
do is we do
and it's
green
important
out
to
games, which
control
is
our
like the
human
mental
mood.
health colors, and we
Recent studies claim
try
that
to
physical
show up at
exercise
sporting
has
events. So
supportive
we've had
psychological
a lot
benefits.
of
Not all college students
parents
are
of
active. Less
student
than
athletes who
40% of
say,
students
I
are
see
meeting
it in my
physical
kid, I
needs
see that
daily
they're
due to the
struggling, I
lack
love
of
what you're
time,
doing. And we
motivation,
really just try to
academic
show
pressure,
up
and
and
fear of
bring
going alone.
awareness. But
Today we're
through
going to
these
discuss
tabling events
barriers
that
to
we've
being
done,
physically
I've met a
active,
lot of
including how to get
different
started
organizations on
using a
campus
gym.
that I would
It's
not have
important to
known
note that
existed
besides going to the gym,
without
there are other
attending
activities,
these events.
including going for walks
And I
on
think
the bike path,
there's a few
joining a
other
club or
athlete
intramural sport,
organizations,
and
but
even just getting a good
ours
stretch if you've been
specifically,
doing lots of work
I
for
mean,
a
it
long
is
time.
something that's newer, but we're
So,
really just
Bella,
trying
thank
to
you for joining us. Tell
bring
me a
more
little bit about
awareness.
yourself.
Whether that's
Hi,
through
my
running
name's
these
Bella.
tabling
I'm a
events,
freshman
having
marketing
different people
major
come in. I know we're
at
working right
URI
now on
and
getting some speakers to come in, so
Okay, tell me a little
just
bit about
trying
your
to bring
physical
awareness.
activity
And do
journey.
you do
Yeah.
presentations,
So in high
like
school,
club
I
meetings,
didn't
that
really
type of
go
thing?
to
What
the
would
gym a
like
lot
your club
because
meeting
I
look
played
like?
basketball.
Yeah,
like,
so
my whole
each
life.
month
So
for
that was
the
just
overall
like my
Hidden Opponent
biggest
organization
physical
has a
activity. And then
theme.
coming to
This past
URI,
month
because
was actually
obviously I don't
National
play
Eating
basketball
Disorder
here,
Awareness Month. We weren't able
I
to hold a meeting
started
because
going
there
to the
was
gym
issues
a
with the
lot.
snow, but
Why do you think it's important
every
to be
month we have a
physically
theme
active?
and we
I
try to
think it's
theme our
important
club
to be
meetings to
physically
that.
active
Athletes are busy, so
because
we usually only
sometimes I
have
just
one
find
meeting a
myself
month,
like
and the
doom scrolling
amount
on
of people
my
that come
phone,
varies.
and
We
I
always
just
have new
waste
faces, which I
the
love.
whole day. But
And yeah,
when
we
I
try to
go
just do like a
to the
presentation
gym,
style.
like even a
Sometimes
few times a
I'll
week, I
present,
just
or one of the other
feel
campus
way
captains will
more
present what
active,
we learned
and I can
with the
tell
larger
like how I
organization through
feel, and
monthly
like I
meetings.
just
We're actually
it's just so
all
motivating.
mental health trained from
Yeah, exactly.
professionals,
It's
and we
important
go
to know.
monthly
Definitely,
panels.
it's good
So
to
we
take
are getting
movement and
educated
like
on it, and then we're
brain
able
breaks
to
from our
kind of
phones,
share what we
because
learned
all of
to
us
other
have phones, and I
athletes.
feel like
So
you
we
never
usually start with
notice
the
that
presentation
they're
and
big
then do
distractions when it comes
some
to our
kind of
mental health.
activity. We've done
So
like
it's definitely
bracelet
important
making that
to
we've
step away
actually
from our phones
had at
and
our
move our bodies
tables with
and
little
minds.
messages. We've done cookie
When it came to
decorating,
coming
like
to the gym at
fun
URI,
things like
was
that
it
to kind of
hard for you to
just
start
relax a
going?
little
Like,
bit, but
did you feel
also
nervous or stressed?
talk about
or,
important
like, how did
topics.
that go?
Yeah, I mean the
And it's
first
really
few
nice
weeks since
that
coming to
the
URI, it was so
organization
stressful.
is
Not even just the gym, but like
athlete-centered, because we do have a lot of
everything. But
great mental
like,
health
towards the gym,
organizations
I
on
was so
campus,
scared
but I think
to
it's
go
super
because
unique
I would
that you
just
bring
go
that
alone because,
specific
like,
athlete
friends just didn't wanna
perspective in
go
it,
with me. They were too
because you
stressed
can
out.
talk
But then
about
I have, like, a
challenges
good
that
friend group
are
and we,
very
like, have a
unique
group
to the
chat and we
athlete
just, like,
community,
text, like,
and bring in
"Oh,
like
do you
your
wanna
own
go to the gym
perspective and
today?
the other
What
campus
time?"
captains'
And we just all
perspectives
go
and how it
together, and now
applies
I
to
feel so much
URI.
better about going.
So
No, yeah, I definitely like
yeah, I
always
love
make
that
goals to
you
try and
really
go to the gym
focus
as
on
much
that
as I
one
can.
population and
And I
really
feel like it just makes me
understand it
feel
and
better at, like,
the
the
ins
end
and
of the
outs
day.
and niche aspects of
Did you know that we have
athletes.
multiple gyms on
Yeah,
campus?
and one thing I
also
always try
you
to
use,
tell
like,
people
the
when they
bike
come to our
path
tables at
or,
events
like,
is
walking
Yeah.
around
you don't have
campus?
to be an
I go to
athlete to be a
both of
part
the
of it.
gyms on campus to switch
I
it
mean,
up, and the
obviously
bike
it might
path
appeal
is
more
my
to somebody who's
favorite thing
currently a
to do
student
when it's
athlete, but
nice
one of
out.
our campus captains is
Yeah,
a
so a
club
little
athlete.
background
She's on the
about
hockey
both the
team. We have
gyms. So the
2
Anna
swimmers who
Facility
are under the
Fitness and
Division
Wellness
1
Center
programs.
is
Like,
open Monday through Thursday.
we really did that
6:30
this year to
a.m. to
try to
11:30 p.m.
extend.
Friday,
We want
6:30
club
a.m. to
athletes,
10
we
p.m.
want current student
Saturday,
athletes, but
9 a.m. to
also
8 p.m. and Sunday,
one
11
aspect is
to
people who were
11:30 p.m.
athletes in high
They have a
school
cardio
and
theater,
had that
strength
demanding
training,
lifestyle, and
and
now they
group
feel
exercise
like
studios,
they kind of have a
which me and
hole
my
a little
friends
bit. They
love
don't
to
have
do.
structure in their day.
And then the
That's a
Maxwell
whole nother
Fieldhouse is
aspect of
open
it.
Monday through
So we're
Thursday,
really trying to bring
6
in
to
people
11,
who
and then
might not
Sunday,
currently
12
play
to
a
10
sport,
p.m.
but it's something that
They
interests
have
them.
the
It's
fitness
something that
center,
is
weight rooms,
formerly in their
basketball
life,
courts,
and
and
try
also
to
an
bring it
indoor
in to
track.
everybody
They
because
also
I
have the
think
pool.
that's also part of breaking the
I
stigma is
haven't
getting
tried
people
that
who
I
yet.
haven't
aren't
tried the
involved
pool
in
yet either.
athletics
I wonder
involved.
how it is.
It's like an inclusive community for
So
everyone
Bella,
and
when you
all
go
different
to
types
the gym,
of
what kind of
athletes
workouts do
too.
you do?
I usually
And just to
focus,
end
I
us
do, like,
off in
4
like 1 to 2
workouts. They have a lot
sentences,
of mats
what kind
and
of
a lot of
impact do you
weights for
hope
me to do
that the Hidden
I also
Opponent
do a
has
lot
on
of
campus here?
cardio, like the Stairmaster.
I just hope
Yeah,
that
I
nobody
love going to the
feels
Stairmaster. That's what, like, I
alone
used to
and
literally
they
go to
feel
Planet
like
Fitness, and I would go on the
other
Stairmaster
people
for
go
a
through
good
what they're
30
going
minutes.
through.
I
I
couldn't
think
do
that
You
that.
get a good
no
workout.
struggle is too
You get a good
small.
workout. Do you
That's
go
a
to
really
any of the
important
workout
message.
classes? I mean,
Thank you
we've
so
been
much,
to them
Amanda, for
together,
joining
but,
us.
like,
This was a really
what's
lovely
your
conversation.
background on
Thank you,
those?
Olivia. I appreciate it.
And I wish the Hidden Opponent all the best.
Thank you.
I love looking
Before we
at
wrap
these
up, a quick reminder that all information shared in today's podcast is for informational and educational purposes only. Thank you for listening to another episode of Roadie Buddies. If you like what you heard today, tune in every Tuesday on all podcast platforms for more. If you want to stay up to date
that's
on
definitely
events and
something fun
healthcare
to do with
tips,
your, like,
please
group
follow
of
us
friends.
at URI Health
Yeah, and
Promotions
you-
on Instagram.
And then you can
And if you
sign
have
up
any
on
ideas for future
literally
podcast
your
episodes or more social media
the
content
IM
that you'd like to see, please feel free to DM us or email us. Until next
When it
time,
comes to
take care and stay
nutrition,
healthy.
do you have like a specific meals that you eat? Do you like watch what you eat, or are you kind of just